after 4 weeks, he finally got unfrozen to take on Captain America 2, Winter Soldier. This is Rec Talk.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Rec Talk. We're back after being frozen for 4 weeks. We got to see Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. What is that?
It's our live studio audience. Did we not inform you?
No.
Our budget increased slightly over the last few weeks.
When did we get a budget? How are we making money?
I have resources.
You have resources. Oh, okay. Well.
All right. Well, let's pretend like the show just continued. All right.
But he's still clapping. This time to do this.
No. What did you do?
We won't have a studio audience anymore. Hey, I'm Elton Burgest.
And I'm James Reimer.
And we're here to talk about Captain America 2, The Winter Soldier. First, we need to start off talking with the good, the bad, and the ugly. First, the good. What was the good about Captain America 2?
My favorite part were all of the Easter eggs and dropped hints and different character cameos. Like, even if it wasn't a real superhero cameo, like the UFC fighter, what was his name again?
George St. Pierre.
Yeah, when he showed up and him and Captain America had a fight, it was just like a little spar and it was like a real fight. It wasn't like special effects or anything super going on. It was just a hand-to-hand fight.
In the opening scene, I like that scene because it showed like how he can also be a stealthy. He's still a soldier. Mm-hmm. He's a good soldier and he can be stealthy and he uses shield in amazing ways to take down different dudes.
It really helped establish him as a leader because in the previous movies, I think Captain America's at the bottom of our list on the cool scale whenever you put them together.
With that Avengers costume.
Oh man, please don't go back to that. They need to use the one they used in this movie. But
they revamped his costume. I like the shield revamping. It was very simplistic kind of design, and it was like
black. It looked like shield, but it's like but he's a superhero. So
he had the mask on, and it was pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Like there's a couple other things that dropped. Like they mentioned Doctor Strange's name, so I'm kind of excited about that. Yeah.
Johnny Depp's rumored to play him, but I'm not sure.
I can see it, but not anymore because of all Johnny Depp's last movies.
Didn't transcend well.
One other really cool hint for me from a guy who's into those old school movies, a movie from the 80s called War Games was referenced when they were in this
underground asylum.
Yeah, something like that. And Scarlett Johansson's character says a witty line, "Do you want to play a game?" or something like that. And that's a reference from the movie War Games from the 80s. So if you got that, you were giggling. If you
I didn't get
it. You were just like, what are you laughing at?
Yeah, I was kind of, flew over my head.
I was just like, oh, I get it. Those little kind of things were like my highlights of Captain America.
What I like was the characters. It showed Nick Fury vulnerable for the first time. You never saw Nick Fury. You always saw him in charge. In Avengers, he kind of got beat up a little bit, but you never really felt like he was in danger. In this movie, they push his character to the edge, making him the most vulnerable you'll probably ever see Nick Fury in a movie. I think that Anthony Russo and Joe Russo did a good job portraying these characters. I can't understand how Marvel keeps hiring these comedic writers, generally like with Josh Whedon with the Avengers. Why do you think they do that?
Well, there's a why, and look at their past. So I think why is because most people, when they see a dramatic movie, they love the movie, but they don't go around talking about it. Like, they don't go bragging in the office like, hey, I saw Gravity. It was so good. Like, if it's funny, you have jokes, and it continues on forever. Well, not forever, for a couple months after. So it has a lingering effect. Now, the fact that they choose the directors is actually really smart, because looking at their past work, they do a lot of television shows that have a comedic hint to it. They're not comedic shows, but they have comedy involved. And I think the reason behind that is that Marvel is a continuous TV show when you think about it, because all of their movies are continuing from one another, but they're following different characters. So you kind of need somebody who has experience having that to be continued and
leading a story off to be picked up.
Right, because they're good at that. Like,
TV writers are better at sequel or set up sequels than
really smart when you think
actual
about it.
movie director. That is smart.
Like, I wonder, like, that guy Kevin Feige was just like, I got it. We're gonna hire a bunch of TV writers.
Yeah,
perfect, and it worked out. It's a really creative idea. I love Josh Whedon. Cabin in the Woods is one of my top 5 horror movies.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Back to Captain America. Who was your favorite character? The good character in this movie. Award goes to, character, any cast of Captain America Winter Soldier. We giving that good award on your part to who?
That is a tough one. I'm gonna have it to Samuel L. Jackson. I think he got my attention the most in that movie.
The Nick Fury?
Nick Fury, you have to watch the movie. It is so emotionally stirring at the beginning.
It's been weeks, man. Come on.
Oh.
Give some juice.
In this movie, Nick Fury goes through some serious actual conflicts. He gets attacked.
Yeah. In the trailer,
he gets attacked. It's in the trailer. He gets attacked, and something very horrible happens. But
he gets attacked.
Yeah, he gets
then
attacked.
Something horrible happens.
And it makes you like can't wait to see what happens. Is he really permanent of what happened?
Yeah.
Like that had me the most entertained. Everyone else was kind of like, okay, hurry up. I want to see what happened to Nick Fury.
Yeah, they tell you how he lost his eye.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They explain a lot of like, because in the past movies he was like that shady guy. You're like, I wonder what he's up to. I don't trust him.
Yeah.
In this movie they like explain his backstory a little bit, not
a little
all
bit.
of it,
a little bit.
Explain his relationship with the people who were in head of S.H.I.E.L.D. They reveal a lot more in the background of that too.
His supervisor.
But let's hear what yours is.
My good character award goes to Anthony Mackie, Falcon.
Really?
Yeah. I honestly thought that he would be the comedic relief guy, but he was a little bit. He wasn't like Chris Rock or Eddie Murphy Donkey from Shrek.
Right.
But he was more of, damn, this man, damn, this man run fast.
He wasn't as token as
oh my god, yeah.
What's it called? Fast and Furious?
No, our first review, wasn't it? Or
Need for Speed, that movie.
Oh,
yeah, he's not as bad as him. I wish I saw more of him. I want to see more because he really was a sidekick.
With a costume,
they made sure to make sure he was a sidekick.
Oh,
yeah, he didn't really have a costume. He had like a little wings and like a helmet.
Yeah,
but I think he needs to have a full body.
I think he might have a full body costume.
Probably. Like in Avengers, I want to see him collaborating. He might pick up the guy with the arrows. Hawkeye, and fly off with them, and there'll be like a team up, and he'll be shooting the arrows.
Oh, you can picture
that stuff.
Yeah, right? it's like WrestleMania. The roster's starting to fill up, and you can imagine how what the matchups are gonna be like. You can start and pick your brain. The only problem with that is the villains. Like they don't have many villains other than Loki and now Thanos, but now Ultron's coming.
The thing is, I want to see more multiples of villains. I've noticed Marvel is really focused on one villain, or that villain continues through multiple movies. Yeah. And it feels kind of like 90s cartoonish, where like it's the same villain. Mojo Jojo, like it's the same villain. Like I want to see maybe 2 villains in a movie or something. So,
but not the Spider-Man 3 route where there's
like
18 villains.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Or the Sinister 6 route.
Like, let's say
there's 6 villains.
I know Thanos is like puppeteering Loki in a way. But maybe in the future, I want to see Thanos working with more bad guys. So, like, if Doctor Strange comes in, his bad guy teams up with the others or something.
Like Dormammu or Doctor Doom. Oh, wait, you can't use Doctor Doom.
You can't do that.
Magneto? No, you can't use that.
See, that's the thing. The other franchises that have the rights to these characters took the villains with them.
Oh, and the villains were so good. Because
Spider-Man's villains are pretty good. X-Men's villains.
Spider-Man villains are amazing.
Yeah.
X-Men villains.
They're good. Magneto is one of the best villains in Marvel, period.
Man.
Because he's like an anti-hero. He has a good side. He has a motivation behind why he does things. He was in the Holocaust and everything. He was involved with his parents. Something like that.
Other good characters. Scarlett Johansson was good. Like, there's no love story in this, and that's another good thing about this movie. There's no love story where you see this is a spy movie, more like this is spy corporate kind of secret kind of thing. Like, who am I really? You have to ask, who am I really working for? Am I working for the right side? And soldiers often think that, am I really doing the right thing? And this shows that through this movie.
Yeah, that's a good point. It really focused on the emotional side of a soldier. Like, when you imagine soldier, you're just thinking, oh, he's out there with a gun, he's fighting to protect our country, and that's all you think. Like, you don't notice their emotional attachment to what they do, and they're devoted to
and what they were. Like with Captain America and the Winter Soldier. How the Winter Soldier actually turns out, well, if you haven't watched it, or spoiler warning, turned out to be his friend Bucky. And you see that he didn't want to fight anymore because, like, man, this is what he like.
Yeah.
You see the shock of him, and you actually see him, like, you start to feel for the character, in a different way that you haven't felt. Like, at first, Captain America, he was like one of the background characters in the Avengers. Like, oh, there go Captain America. Who cares? Back to Hulk and Thor and Iron Man. But now it shows like he's the baddest dude on the screen. Yeah. And you start to pay attention to him more and his emotions and how he deals with fighting his friend through orders. But should he follow these orders or not?
And he kept his guns to the end whenever he's fighting him, and he tells him, "I'm not gonna hit you. I'm not gonna do this."
Yeah, he gives up.
If you want to take me out, if that's in you, do it. I'm not gonna take you
because
out.
He's not going that far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he basically sat there and just took it. Like, oh, that part was pretty crazy. Like watching him just sit there, and that dude had a metal arm.
Oh, that arm was awesome.
Oh man, that dude had a metal arm.
Oh, there's one scene where like they're just chilling in the car. Boom! The hand comes through the car, takes off the steering wheel, and throws the guy into traffic. that was so cool.
I was really trying to gauge the power of the arm, because I was like, 1 minute it's not that powerful, and then 1 minute it was like, oh shoot, this dude is like superhuman. So like, I'm not sure if the continuity of that is great.
You know, Superhuman, Nick Fury's SUV, that thing was a beast.
That was like out of Mission Impossible with James Bond. That thing had backups on backups.
You know he don't trust nobody. He driving around every day in broad daylight with a car like that.
Bro, his passwords got passwords. Not when we were talking about when he sat back and took the hits from the Winter Soldier. It'd be funny. He was like, "Oh, I'm at the other hand."
Other hand. Oh shit! No, not the metal hand.
I didn't know you would get me with that one.
No, put the metal hand down.
Stop, Bucky. Stop. Look.
Yeah. Oh, he would
probably wasn't expecting that.
That dude was. Yeah, he was crazy. Winter Soldier was crazy.
Yeah, he barely talks in the movie, but the actor's eyes were really good at transferring.
He was intense.
Confusion. Like, you can tell in his eyes when he was confused and when he was just completely blind rage, where he was just attacking because that's what he was told to do.
It's kind of cool, like watching from the first movie that he was like this.
I didn't even guess because I don't have a comic origin. Like seeing that, I thought he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, you just realize like, oh shit, he was that dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, he's that intense. That was kind of cool how he showed the range. The bad. This movie doesn't have that much bad to talk about. Only bad I would say is after coming off the hype of Avengers, you expect bigger, better things. But I guess you gotta realize it's kind of like you're toning back a little bit. Because it's one character. Yeah. And it's Captain America. And then when Avengers 2 comes, that's when you compare it and to scale up. But as of right now, it's going back to one character, and this movie did a really good job of doing that, being the first one. Yeah. Back. Well, second one. Mm-hmm. I think the bad was the hype. Yeah. The hype was like, come on. Yeah, because we saw it a little bit later than most people. Yeah, and all we heard was better than Avengers. Yeah, better than Avengers, better than Dark Knight. I'm sorry. Are you serious? No, better. It could be in my top 5 of the Marvel. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about Iron Man 3 was really good. These post-Avenger movies are good. Yeah. Like, I was kind of scared, like... What's the third one after? Wow, we're really far off. Yeah, I was kind of scared, like... I hope that Avengers was good. Like, these movies stay good. And I really care about Captain America as a character. I really like his character in comic books because he's, like the leader of the Marvel universe. And then, you know, if they give him a bad movie, then people aren't going to respect him. But I'm glad he has a really cool spy movie. Felt more James Bond than Spider-Man.
I was expecting the Mission Impossible theme song.
No, that would fit. Copyright, though. But Disney could buy that.
Disney could buy anything.
Bought us. The bad cast. I mean, anybody, like, you have an award for anybody bad?
I can't give anybody that.
I don't think so either. I think everyone did a good job.
Yeah. That movie was pretty solid. There was no weak points. Everything was strong or just average.
The ugly. I think the only ugly thing was it leaves you wanting more.
Yeah.
The credits came on and I'm like, oh, damn.
Yeah. The thing is, oh man, the movie had me. The movie was alright to me, but it was the after credits. I was like, oh, I can't wait. This movie's coming in like what, 2 years or is it a year and a half? I don't know if I can.
2015, right?
I don't think we have another
next
movie.
year.
Yeah, we don't have another movie in between that I think of.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
X-Men.
that's exciting.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, but those aren't Marvel. Yeah. But the after credit sequence. Yeah, it should be. The after credit sequence of this is probably one of my favorite of any because you got a glimpse of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
I thought you were gonna say Scarlett Johansson because I
almost did.
There's nothing bad about getting a glimpse of that.
All right, I'm James Reimer.
I'm Elton Burgest.
This was Rec Talk.
See you next week. That is all we have for today. Like and subscribe on the section below. Oh, comment in the section below. Trash if you want.